What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video we're going to be playing some early season ladder on Path of Legends using the best Golem deck in the game. So it's been a while since I made a video on Golem, and this is for sure the best one in the current meta with the Elixir Collector, as you can see, in the E-Drag, which is very, very valuable, especially if your opponent doesn't have a spell to take it out. If you don't have the Phoenix leveled up, you guys can use Baby Dragon or Mega Minion instead. That's going to be a pretty good substitute. If you guys want to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS in any Supercell game. So I climbed up a bit since the last video. As you guys can see, I made it to League 6, I think, in the video before. I was only in League 3, so we made some more progress here, but still fairly early on in the season, so we're not quite at Ultimate Champion yet, but maybe in the next video or the one after, we should be inside of Ultimate Champion. So we'll go ahead and give this guy the good luck, and with this kind of Golem deck, because you have the Elixir Collector in it, you don't really want to go for Golem first play. That is definitely, a risky play to do when you're using a Golem deck without the Night Witch in it. I would say stuff like Golem, Night Witch, Bomber, you could probably go Golem first play, especially if you have the Skeleton Army or the E-Barbs. But when you're using a Golem deck without those high DPS defensive cards, you want to be really careful what you cycle early on. So this guy's got the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and the E-Wiz, so not sure what he's using just yet. I guess we can just go for an Elixir Collector here. Pretty safe time to do so because he cycled his Phoenix, but we still have ours on the board in the other lane. And E-Drag is going to be very good on defense as well. And okay, it looks like he's using the Goblin Giant, so probably going to be a Sparky deck here, which is actually quite off meta. I personally think, and I've said this, and actually I'd say a good amount of you guys agree with me, that I think the Goblin Giant needs a buff. I think it's probably the worst win condition in the game right now, and hopefully we don't, jinx ourselves by saying that because we're against it right now, but I don't know. I just think the Goblin Giant's pretty weak, could get a third Spear Goblin, and that's what I'd like to see to buff it, but let me know what you guys think. We're going to go for an Elixir Collector here, just to keep the Elixir advantage flowing our way, because he doesn't have a good spell to take out the Elixir Collectors, because Sparky, of course, typically has the Rage, and then sometimes, well, usually Rage, but after the Rage rework, maybe he's got something else, I'm not really sure. So we don't really want to cycle Golem in the back until double, especially in this type of matchup when we're against Sparky. We want to be pretty passive because single is the best elixir for him, and then the match gets really easy for us in double, and obviously triple if it even makes it there. But typically, Sparky match wouldn't even go into triple. So I'm going to Golem here because we had a massive elixir advantage. We have an E-Drag behind, so he's not really able to go for a Sparky, and you can see he doesn't even go for it. Instead, he goes in for his support cards, and it looks like he's having a really hard time defending here. As you can see, his Phoenix went down. He ended up going for a mirrored Phoenix, so he's got Mirror in the Sparky deck instead of Rage. I guess that's the card he chose to replace it with. We'll just go for a Dark Prince here. Go for a Tornado to pull the E-Wiz down into the Golem. Pile up another Phoenix behind here in this push, and this is looking like this is going to be a really nice and easy 3-crown. And yeah, it's going to be a nice win here against Sparky. Even though he didn't use Sparky the whole match, I'm pretty certain that he was using it. And I guess we don't actually 3-crown him. He did manage to hold on there, but a pretty, easy win regardless. I do like that that emote that he's using there. Let's just double check to make sure he was using Sparky. Yeah, he did have Sparky, but as I, anticipated, he just didn't play it because we got the E-Drag. Alright, so we found our next game here. We got Golem. In our starting hand, we got the Phoenix, Lumberjack. He's going to cycle Log, so we're going to wait. We don't have Collector as our next card, unfortunately, so we're just going to chill out a little bit, see what he wants to do. Guess we can just go ahead and get the King Tower activated. We'll help out, I guess, a little bit, especially if he's using a card, or, excuse me, a deck with some, a win condition that goes for the tower. If not, even if it's something like Expo, it still, helps a tiny bit. So yeah, it's looking like it actually is going to be Expo, because as you can see, he does have the Archers, he has the Knight. So we're just going to go for Elixir Collector here. Maybe he goes for a Fireball in it, or maybe he decides to pressure with an Expo. Yeah, he does. He does decide to go for an Expo kind of in the middle, like an interesting placement. I'm just going to Barb Barrel. He didn't end up catching the Barb Barrel, so we actually managed to get some pretty good work there on top of that Expo. We get quite a lot of Elixir I think I'm actually going to Golem up here just because he needs to play a couple more cards to get back to his Expo, and we're also up. Yeah, I think we were up like 1 or 2 Elixir when we went for that Golem, and he can't really go for an offensive Expo because we could probably just go for a Phoenix on it or even just ignore it and take his tower because since he was down like 1 or 2 Elixir, it would have been pretty hard for him to pressure. That's why I decided to just go for a Golem, and that's why the Elixir Collector is just such a useful card. We forced his Expo out of him, and he wasn't really able to pressure when we went for that Golem in the back, so that was really good. We're going to go for a Dark Prince here. He goes in for a Fireball, but... Excuse me, guys. I'm still a little sick, as you can tell. But luckily, we're playing well, despite us, not feeling the best. We are going to be able to take his tower, and that is probably going to be GG. Unless he finds a way to take our tower in the next minute. But even if he does, massive advantage for us, obviously, because Expo in a 2-tower game is never typically going to be good. So I'm actually just kind of chilling here. I'm even going to go for a defensive Elixir Collector, just because this way, like, if he pressures with an Expo... Okay, it looks like he is going to give up, so I guess we'll just go for the 3 crown, and I'll see you guys when we find the next game. So yeah, as I said, he just let us 3 crown him. I just decided to cut out a little bit of that time there so you guys didn't have to, see the 3 crown process, which is just pretty boring. So there we go. Let's go on to the next game here and see if we can continue our little win streak here. Guess we'll just go for a Bar Barrel since he hasn't done anything in a while. But it's also fine to wait with Golem because the deck is typically better in double and triple in a lot of matchups. And with him just going for a log, well, probably just going to wait because I don't really want to cycle a Lumberjack. I don't want to cycle an E-Drag, and I don't think cycling a NATO would be smart. So we're just going to chill until double at this point. Alright, so he finally decided to make a move right before double. He went guards at the bridge. So I'm very curious as to what this guy has because typically with something like log and guards, it's usually not going to be that heavy of a deck. So I'm kind of confused why he waited, but either way, get things started here. Okay, he's got a Golden Knight and an Executioner. So the Executioner is very good against Golem. Oh, and he also has the Inferno Tower, so that's kind of disappointing to see as well. But what's good is he probably doesn't have anything for the Elixir Collector based off of what he's played so far. I'd be really surprised if he has a good counter to it. Oh, he's got a poison. Well, how about that? So he actually does, I guess. So we go Golem here. The good news is we do have Dark Prince for his drill, which is, yeah, like the best counter in the game for it. Why did he drop that Executioner in the left lane? I feel like that was a misclick. Like, he shouldn't have done that. He also played the Inferno close to that. Yeah, that Xe was definitely a mistake. I think we just go all in here, try to take advantage of that. And, oh, I missed the NATO, but it doesn't even matter. Look at the tower. We took his whole tower. Okay, so I don't know why that guy waited until double. Definitely the biggest mistake he made, because if he was playing things in single Elixir, I think he would have gotten a lot of damage because it would have been way easier for him to outcycle us, and we were to just able to overwhelm him so easily with the Golem pushes, and that deck, like Drill especially, is way better in singles, so I don't know what he was thinking waiting, but clearly it did not at all work out for him. So 3 nice wins in a row here. We're in our next one. This guy, I guess, has a Twitch. If you want to check it out. I don't even know why I'm giving him like a shout out, but whatever. Okay, so kind of unfortunate that that Dark Prince wasn't able to hit that Goblin. I'm just pressuring here because he was really aggressive. We also don't have our... is that going to hatch? Oh, no, it barely doesn't. He got that log off in time. So another drill deck. Kind of a bad start, and also unlucky we don't have our Collector in cycle, as you can see. So we kind of just need to chill at this point. I mean, I guess we can just cycle a Bar Barrel, and then from there see what he wants to do. Okay, so we'll go for an Elixir Collector right now. He's going to go for the Drill. We're going to get a Dark Prince down. This won't take our tower, but it is going to do quite a lot of damage, that's for sure. I think we should probably just Golem. It depends on what he does on this Dark Prince, but I definitely want to Golem, because he dealt a lot of damage. We're up Elixir. Obviously not after dropping the Golem, but before we dropped the Golem, we were up Elixir because he went really aggressive with that drill, Fireball, Bats. And yeah, look at this. We're up like, what, 4 Elixir, 5? We're up a ton. 5 Elixir. We're up 5 Elixir. That is insane. And we got E-Drag to reset this Mighty Miner. He's going to have to send that in the other lane. Otherwise, it's just useless. So, okay, he Fireballs. Does he send that Mighty Miner in the other lane? He does send it in the other lane. Not before, though, we get this counter push coming in. Kind of want to NATO that. Oh, nice. We took out the Bats. Really nice NATO. I had a feeling he'd want to do that, and sure enough, he did play the Bats right into the Tornado, so that was really good for us, obviously. We're going to go for Dark Prince in the back here. Golem like this, so this way the Dark Prince doesn't pass the Golem. You can kind of use the tower to stop that if you didn't know. It's a good strategy to do. We're going to E-Drag again, but I guess he'll probably just... Yeah, he does go for the Fireball, and that does take it out here, but we still have a really nice push coming in. I'm going to pair it up with the Phoenix as well. Lumberjack does make it on top of the tower. That's going to be a lot of damage, so things are definitely looking a lot better for us now. It's definitely not game over yet, though, especially since we don't have a... Oh, I'm going to Golem. Oh, the Fire Spirit will splash, I think. Yeah, it does. But I think that was still worth it. I don't know, though. Maybe it would have been better to prevent that from splashing. Not really sure, but either way we go in here. Get some good pressure going. He goes in for that Mighty Miner. Fireball, so we go Phoenix after he goes in for the Fireball. Lumberjack stays alive. Force response out of him. We go for a Dark Prince here. We just need to NATO that Mighty Miner back, because otherwise it'll deal too much damage, I think, and it would maybe take our tower. That should be it with the Golemites. Yeah, there we go, there we go. That guy tried to hold on. He had pretty good defense overall, but we were able to overwhelm him. You can just tell with the support from the Golem, it's just too much for him to handle. And yeah, there we go, 4 wins in a row. We're getting pretty close to League 7, I guess, at this point. I think we'll play 1 or 2 more games. We've had pretty quick games, so maybe I'll go for 6 games this video. I guess it depends on how long this game is. If we have another really quick, like, 3-minute game or something, I think we'll go for 1 more after. So he is going to go for a Miner, and even though he went Wall Breakers, I'm going to just ignore them and pump, because he just spent 5 Elixir. If he Fireballs the pump, then the pump technically gets good value, or like poisons it. Okay, yeah, this is really good. It looks like he completely ignored the pump, so we're going to get 2 Elixir from it. So if we Golem here with the pump, we could probably get a pretty good push going. Even though it's single Elixir, I still think we can get a good push just because of how aggressive he was and he ignored a pump. But if he's using the ROYALE deck with Bomb Tower and Magic Archer, then it's actually going to be pretty hard to break through. Yeah, even with the Elixir advantage, just because of how good the Bomb Tower is against the Golem. But as soon as he goes in for like a Magic Archer, if he plays it, we need to NATO that in. Yeah, we do that, and even though he went for like a Miner to try to stop that from happening, he kind of messed it up, and oh wow, yeah, we're gonna win. This is already a good game. I think he actually already lost because he has so low Elixir. Like, I think he might even lose like almost both of his towers here. He played those Wall Breakers when he was almost at 0. Look at this. We already won. It's good straight up. All right, we're going for 1 more game, I guess. Wow. We just completely demolished him. It's just going to be an easy 3 crown. Usually the ROYALE deck does good against Golem, but I think he was over-aggressive at the beginning. He completely ignored the Elixir Collector, and I knew at that point on it was going to be a pretty threatening push, but I did not think it was going to be a 3 crown. I'll tell you that right now. Alright, this is for sure going to be our last game, so this will be it. Win or loss. Okay, this guy's decent. He's got top 1,000 global tournament. Grand Challenge badge as well. So, we got Golem, Dark Prince, E-Drag, and Phoenix. So, cycle Phoenix, same lane as his Knight here. And from there, we'll see what he chooses to do. He's going to go Queen. Okay, we're going to Golem here, because usually it's good to Golem into a Queen. He does decide to go for an Expo, though, which is quite aggressive, I have to say, because now it's going to be hard for him to defend, but I think we'll Bar Barrel on it. He does decide to go for an Ice Spirit. Doesn't commit. anything else. I don't know if he can defend this. Maybe. Oh, wow. He actually misclicked the... Oh, but he logged it, so it redirected. That's kind of, I guess, unlucky for us, actually. Sure enough, though, as I anticipated, he was unable to defend. And this is what I was talking about. When you're using Expo, it's very risky to go for an Expo when the person golems in the back. You kind of have to defend, because when you're going Expo, you're down 6 elixir when defending. And the thing is, my golem, it's not like I golemed out of nowhere. He played a queen, right, which is 5 elixir. So the golem defends the queen and then also counter pushes. And actually with the ability, it's 6, right? And then as you can see, the golem still has over half of its health. So when you technically think about it, right, it might not seem this way, but the golem is technically a 3 elixir golem. Or sorry, 2 elixir, because the golem's 8, right? And the queen and the ability is 6. So I don't know when you guys make your plays if you're thinking of that kind of thing. But that's the best players in the game, that's what they're thinking. They think about these types of trades. So even though something's 8 elixir, if you have like 6 elixir, right, you're getting, it's like a 2 elixir golem, basically. And that can be said for like anything, but this is just like one particular example of why the golem in single elixir there got a ton of value. It's because it was really only 2 elixir when you think about it. Anyway, you go Phoenix here on top of the queen. He wasn't able to get back to his abilities, so that's good. And this is for sure a good game. Like, there's no way he's going to be able to take our tower and also defend. Like, it's like, it's not going to happen. You can see he has to use the rocket on defense there. And rocket doesn't even do enough, so he'd have to rocket log anyway in order to... I actually think he needs to rocket log and NATO, and he's not even going to be able to pull that off in time. You can see he's even calling the GG. Wait, I just realized we're not at level 14 cards yet. It's 13, so yeah, rocket, NATO, and log wouldn't have even been enough. So I don't even know what I was saying. I forgot it was level 13 cap still, because we're not at League 9 yet, or 8. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. I think we played 6 games this video, but they went by really, really quickly. We had some 3 crowns, and we destroyed some people. So I guess this is a really good golem deck. Make sure to give it a try. I haven't done a golem video in a while, so I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like the video if you guys did end up enjoying it. Subscribe if you guys are not subscribed already. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.